Hello and welcome to the GG Rated Podcast. Today I have a special guest, Ben Shoe. What's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's going to be a good show. Gino is out, so I have a co-host right here who's going to do a fantastic job, I'm sure. Let's get it started.
Hello, welcome to GG Rated. We hope you enjoy the show. Now here are the hosts.
It is February 11th, 2024, and today we're going to talk about some cool gaming stuff, what it's like being a dad, and everything in between. And I'd like to introduce my good friend here. I already did. I'll do it again. His name is Ben. He's been a great friend, and I'll always say it again. There you go. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Not much. You can say it again about being a dad.
Yeah.
I'm a new dad, so it's figuring it all out has been an adventure, especially figuring out where to fit gaming in and all of it as well. So
Yes, I can only imagine.
those first 3 months, man, so much sleep deprivation.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be interesting to talk about too when it comes to trying to get some time to yourself to game or do something with lack of sleep. Like, is there even any desire to do anything like that? Or
Ooh, good question. For me, I'm a night owl, so it ends up working out all right. I I probably game like the last hour of the day. So whenever we put them down, I'm like, my wife is exhausted, so she goes to bed and I'll just stay up and get an hour or two of Starfield in.
yeah. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to talk more about that. We'll just go ahead and jump into our first topic, which is your gaming moment of the week. Let's go. All right, gaming moment of the week. This is a specific moment of the week where you were gaming, or honestly, dude, it can be about anything. Just like a moment during the week you'd like to highlight. Do you have anything for this particular subject you would like to share?
Oh, good question. Well, there's a good question. The big thing that I normally like to do, and as a highlight, is I get on Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, with my dad, who is like 72.
That's so
and
awesome.
My uncle.
I love that.
That's how we keep in touch. Yeah. I'm on the West Coast and he's in the Midwest, and so we're able to play that. So we've been playing a lot of Plunder, and man, we just had a clutch situation where it was like 3-on-2, and we were able to get out of it and survive and throw in some quips in there, and so that was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
So that's my highlight. I don't do it as much because most of the, like you were saying with the dad stuff, a lot of my multiplayer gaming I just haven't had the chance to do it much anymore, just because matching up schedules and stuff. So I was able to get a session in with my dad and my uncle this week.
That's so awesome.
That's definitely a highlight.
So I remember it might have been like a year ago or more. I had the pleasure of getting to play with you and your dad, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was back when Modern Warfare. Which one was it? Was it Modern Warfare?
They were doing
2
the DMZ, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so we were doing DMZ.
It was DMZ. We played a lot of that, man.
That's really cool. I'd love to hop on there one day with y'all. That'd be really fun. I haven't played Duty in a while, so
they
cool.
released Call of Duty 3 now.
Are you playing
Warzone
that?
3. Not much. I didn't buy it. Like I didn't
either.
Warzone 2, or I bought Call of Duty 2. I bought the whole thing. So that was a lot of fun. I really liked their the campaign was okay, but I really enjoyed the larger scale battles that they had. So that was fun. And then we just played a lot of the Warzone because that's free to play. So basically, since I haven't put down the money to it, for the next one. We've just been playing the free to play stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. I would like to get back into that one day. I didn't pick up this latest one either, but my gaming moment. Well, I don't know if you've played this before. It's one that I kind of avoided just because, I don't know, it seemed a little raunchy, and I was like, I don't know if I want to get into that. But dude, I started watching the anime of Cyberpunk 2077, and
oh yeah,
I happened to game share with a friend of mine who's actually been on the show. His name's Daniel, and so I've had the opportunity to play that game, and the amount of immersion in that game is really cool. I guess my gaming moment would be just when I finally got out and started exploring a little bit. There is so much detail in the environment and like so many things going on that it's one of the most like alive worlds that I've played in as far as on a game like that, like an open world game. I would say the one that is still top spot for me is like Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild just feels like a really alive world that you love to spend time in. And Cyberpunk is like that. Like there's so much going on. It looks like a big living, breathing city. So I would say that was my gaming moment. I've just now started the game. I've gotten through Act 1. So I've been kind of playing that some and really enjoying it. And it's fun because I can play it on my Steam Deck too, which is amazing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's super versatile.
Yeah. And compared to when the game first came out, like it was a hot mess. So I didn't play it that much when it was a hot mess. So I'm getting to play the more flushed out version. Have you ever played it before?
No, I never got around to it. Because it was a hot mess. I stayed away from it, and I was like, well, maybe I'll get to it, but then so much else has been taking up my time when it comes to gaming, at least.
Yeah.
So but it's on the queue eventually. But the other thing is I have Game Pass Ultimate, and so a lot of the stuff I've been playing off has been whatever's free through that, which is nice.
Yeah, there's been some stuff on there that I'll get it every now and then. I'll get Game Pass and I might keep it for like a month or two, and then not get it again for a while. But there's been some games it's really nice to be able to try stuff on there.
Yeah, it is. It really
there's
is.
a game I was going to mention it to you. I forgot to mention it. There's a demo out. And hopefully this doesn't cover your face up when I bring this up. I'm trying to remember the name of the game. I sent it to some friends and I was going to mention it to you too. What is the name of it? Stand by, please.
Affirmative.
It's a it's a demo that just came out. Oh man, I wish I could remember it. It's like a part 3. Anyways, it's like an open world battle royale. But you're like jumping around and flying around, and they just released a demo for it. And I, for the life of me, can't remember the name of it.
I get that.
I thought I sent it to some people to be like, hey, let's play this game. But if I remember it, then I'll mention it. That would have been a great thing to talk about on a gaming podcast for me to know what the heck.
It's all good, dude. The dad brain is real.
Dad brain is real. I've been hanging out with the boys. Real. So speaking of which, my youngest, we cannot get him to stop sucking his thumb. Like it is the dude has to wear socks on his hands most of the day because he just will not stop. So on the way home today, we had went to my mom's house and we went and did some other stuff, and he kept doing it. So I had to hold his hand. Like I had to put my hand in the back seat and be like, stop, dude. And he just started screaming, and he screamed for a good 20 minutes all the way home. So I'm a little bit fried by that too. Just like, oh,
dude, that totally does. Like, you know, my little guy, he's like 3 months and a couple weeks, and dude, whenever he cries, it's just like your whole nervous system is activated. You gotta do everything you can to stop it. And then, like, if both you and your wife are like, we're both in that state, it's just like, and when you're tired, it just makes it rough.
So this is going to be a good transition. We're going to go ahead and transition. We're probably not going to do news this week. What we'll go straight into is kind of highlighting like you and being a dad, and we can talk about your gaming and stuff. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
All right, let's transition. Yeah. That was like so epic. Dad mode.
I love it. Dad moment.
Exactly. So, dude, like, what has that been like as far as, trying to find time for yourself to game and, just like anything you would like to speak about that subject would be awesome to hear.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, they do a lot of talking about, like, prepping for labor, right? Before labor, you're just like, everybody's focused on, all right, let's get this baby out of here, which is great, but they don't talk as much about like, what do you do after? And everybody just says, well, it's hard and it's challenging. And I'm like, I didn't know how challenging then also the feelings of being a new dad of just like, wow, there's this new person who is like completely vulnerable that is in your hands. And at first it was kind of funny. Jonathan was born 13 days early, and I had literally just installed this car seat that morning, so I hadn't even arranged everything, whatnot. And so man, the midwives at the birthing center were just like, you were almost ready to have him. We're like, yeah, it's true.
That's funny.
So it was really good, but man, those first few weeks, it was just, everything, nothing else mattered except him. So gaming went by the wayside, and I was in school at this time, and so I just put that on pause for 3 weeks, and after a while we got a rhythm. I started feeling more confident about like, oh wow, he's even if I sneeze or I'm not right beside him, he's gonna live. He's a resilient little dude. Then it was just like, okay, then you mentioned something about taking care of yourself, and so that's been a thing, figuring out what that looks like. Gaming's part of it for sure, but there's other parts where it's just like, well, yeah, I need to go out for a walk. I gotta get some fresh air and get some space.
And like even today you were like, hey, I think I'm starting to feel sick, so I'm gonna see how I am after this nap. Like, that was a really good way to love yourself.
Absolutely, man.
Like, and I'm glad you're like here, but I would have totally understood if you weren't able to make it, because that dude is taking care of himself, because the healthier you are, the more you can be there for Jonathan. I mean, it makes
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. That was the thing that it's counterintuitive, because like we were saying earlier, when baby's crying, man, your nervous system is activated. It's like the fight, flight, or freeze moment when you're just like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. I got to do something now. But yeah, when it boils down to it, when you take care of yourself and have gas in the tank, then you can show up fully for whatever the situation is. And so that's kind of how I try to do it. And I'm much more aware of what my gas level is now that I'm older.
Yeah.
And when you're younger, you have a ton more energy.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm a little bit more okay, ration it out, and yeah, I can do this, or yeah, I
Right.
can't do this, or no, I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
So
That is, yeah. And what you were saying before, where, you ask folks and they don't really prepare you for what it's going to be like after, they just say it's hard. Do you think that's
yeah.
because they have a lot of trauma behind it, so they don't even want to go into it, like
Maybe, dude,
yeah.
maybe. Or, for me, it's just like there is it's a blur. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad to be honest, I'm glad it's a blur because now the days are getting more sleep and he's past the blob stage. They said the first 3 months they're kind of just a blob where they just exist.
They
And
just
then
eat
after
and poop.
that, they start to, yeah, exactly. They start to smile and they react. And, dude, that's when you feel that emotional connection. So, yeah, that's been getting through that. It's been a blur, but it's also been really, really good.
Right. So, like, what's been your
I'm
favorite?
glad I'm past it.
Yeah, I bet. So, what's been your favorite thing to do? Like, I know with my oldest, I would sit there on the couch with him, and I'd have his bottle in between my hands while I was holding on to a controller, so that I could play something. And there were certain games that I would kind of like just have a minute to zone out to and hold him at the same time. Are there any games like that you like to play?
Yeah, man. So we have one of those like chest carriers. So that's where I get the majority of my game done. It's always single player though, because multiplayer just doesn't quite work because I don't want to wake him talking and everything. But I'll just when it's nap time, we'll throw him on the chest carrier and he'll just fall asleep on my chest. And then I can sit in my computer chair. Oh yeah, dude, it's awesome. I can sit in my computer chair and it rocks, so I can like when he shuffles, I can rock him back to sleep. But right now, I've been playing a lot of Starfield. I really like the creativity part of building ships. So basically, the majority of what I'm doing with I'm playing is I'm running the grind to make the money to build the creative ships that I want, and so that's been a lot of fun.
That's something on Starfield I really haven't got into yet. So I unlocked a ship. There's a storyline where you go to the planet that's more like Wild West planet. And if you play through that storyline and you become like an officer, and after you play through that storyline, you get rewarded with the ship. So that's the one I got, and that's the one I've had for a long time.
I really like the shipbuilding, but it's just there's a lot to it. To be honest, I've heard a lot of the pushback or like Starfield's boring or whatever, and I could see that, but honestly, I think over time, and it's perfect for what I need though, because it's just like I can play it for a while, and if baby boy wakes up or needs to I need to attend to him, I can just pause it.
That's the one thing I like about it too, exactly what you said, that it's easy to jump in and out of, because it does a really good job at saving your spot. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, or you could do your own save, and it does a really good job at that, being able to jump in and out, and you don't really like miss anything or have to start anything over. So that is one that I want to jump back into. I would like to complete the main storyline, because I honestly haven't yet. But it's the type of game I got to be in the mood for, and then I'll play hours and hours of it. For sure, man. I don't know. So this past week I was more into like getting at the computer, and I work on the night shift, so when I get up, it's a little bit later in the day, and that's kind of my time to chill before work. And usually I have my oldest boy up here, or I might have my youngest too, like in my lap, and I'll play some really chill games. Not that
nice.
Cyberpunk isn't that chill, but it definitely, like, it can be if you just kind of want to wander around. And that's not one that I really need to play with them there. So I don't do that a whole lot. But I will play.
Pretty violent, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I will play a lot of Forza 4.
Nice. Yeah.
And I got the wheel here. So
that's perfect.
My phone flipped, but so I like sit there with my youngest, and he'll like, want to play with the wheel and stuff. And then I got my oldest, which he's actually right here too. He'll be playing games beside me, and we'll sit here and like hang out. And like we do other things too, we will go outside and all that. But if it's just like a chill day, this is what we like to do, is kind of be up here at the computer and watch a movie or something. That's I really enjoy that part. So,
dude, I like it. I love that. Honestly, that's my story. My dad was he did a lot of consulting for aerospace, and so he always had a computer. And so growing up, we always had like 2 computers, which was incredible back then because they were super expensive, pretty rare.
Oh yeah.
But I just remember when we finally got to a place where you could actually network computers together, we spent probably almost 2 straight days trying to connect our like Pentium computers to each other through a serial port with DOS to get Falcon 4.0 to fly F-16s together.
That's cool.
That's a really good memory.
That's awesome.
Eventually, me and Johnny Boy are going to do that. And honestly, I'd love to be able to do that with, with my dad and him. So grandpa, dad, and son are all on one game.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's a good one. So would you play like Flight Simulator or something like that?
Oh, dude, I've got the Flight Simulator 2000 or whatever. It's unlocked through Game Pass, but I ended up buying it because I love it too much.
So honestly, I was gonna ask, have you like landed at your house or anything yet on there?
Yes, I have.
Isn't that cool? It's like, holy crap.
That is so cool. I know, man. So one of the things that we ended up doing before Jonathan came along is we always did a lot of traveling out here in California and up the Pacific Northwest. And so whenever we would go visit a space or like a mountain or whatever, before we would go, I'd hop on Flight Simulator, scout it out, and surprisingly, it was pretty accurate. So, dude,
we're in the future, man. This is the future, man, where you can do stuff like that. That's some things that would have, like, I bet you that's in Star Trek or something, like what we're able to do now, to go explore the place before you actually go to it. That's amazing. I want to go out west so bad. So just a while back, we got a tent to go on the roof of my Bronco, and I would love to go out west and do some camping and stuff. That'd be so cool. And that is so smart though. Like, I could go explore the area on an airplane first, maybe. Like, so what I really enjoyed doing on Flight Simulator was getting a bush plane and going to land on all the mountaintops and everything. That was what I mainly did on there, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great. Honestly, back in the day, by that I mean 2 years ago, when I got this first setup or whatever, I streamed to Facebook a couple of flight simulators.
Mm-hmm.
Hopped on a couple times and flew for about an hour and just streamed on Facebook. It was just playing around with it. So that was fun.
Yeah. So do you have like a HOTAS and all that? Do you have like a joystick?
Oh, I did, but when I moved to California, I ended up getting rid of it because I wasn't focused on gaming.
Right.
So
I got this one. It's called, and I think they've been making it forever. It's a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, and it's very affordable and works great. Yeah. Like it's actually really good quality for how much it is. And speaking of that, I don't remember how much it is, but it's not much. Like it's not that bad at all. So I've played a lot of games with that, and when you combine something like that with VR, it's it's really cool. So I got to go up with a buddy of mine a while back who's actually training right now to become an airline pilot. And so I got to ride with him on a plane that he had rented, a smaller plane. We went up and everything. And dude, when you're up there looking down, it seems so much like a video game. Like the same feeling, like they've nailed it. And it's so crazy to be up there and be like, dude, like this looks like it did on the game I was playing. So yeah,
I love it, but
legit.
I don't like how their update system works. It just takes forever.
Oh gosh, I know. I remember there was one night I had to leave my laptop on like all night long just so it would download the game and then do all the updates and everything. Yeah.
Yep. It's arduous to get there, but once you get there, man.
Yeah, that's really cool.
No, I've been using the Xbox controller for that, so that's been good. It's nice just that the Xbox is Bluetooth, so you can just hook it up straight to your computer.
I think that's mainly what I was using too when I played that. I played other games. War Thunder, I think I played with the HOTAS, and there's another one I play in VR called VTOL VR, and you use the Joy-Cons to like do everything like on the instrument panel and all that. Like you do this and you like hold it as a actual whatchamacallit that you, what is that called in an airplane that you like hold on to, and the flight stick, I don't know. What is that? What it is?
The flight, the control stick, and then you've got your throttle.
Yeah.
Middle.
Yeah. So
no, the whole setup. Man, when I was growing up, I had a fancy throttle or control stick, but that had a throttle on the side, but I never had the separate throttle system. And man, I wish I had. That was the thing, man. I was flight simulators all the way. I almost seriously considered going into the Air Force.
Yeah.
Problem is, I'm too tall. I'm 6'5", so I don't fit in cockpits very well.
Right.
I've been in a few air shows and sat in a few aircraft, and it was just like,
they're not made for tall people, are they? They're made
not.
For smaller dudes. So yeah, that's going to be something really fun to show Jonathan, like, because those are more kind of like interactive for kids. I know, like my sons love the wheel and they like to do stuff like that, and it's like you have your own arcade. Because
absolutely.
You know, that's things that they do at an arcade. You'll get on the wheel, or you'll fly an airplane, or do whatever. That's really cool. Dude, awesome, man.
Definitely.
So there...
I love Forza too, but I haven't played it much yet. I do have Forza 4, but then they come out with Forza 5.
Yeah, there's a Forza Horizons 5. I mainly play
Horizon,
4 as well, because that's the one I got on sale on Steam. So I'll play it a lot on my Steam Deck, and that's one that I like to like sit back on, and I'll have a podcast on, and I'll play that because you can just go, just ride and go race.
Oh yeah,
and it's really low stakes because it's kind of arcadey and.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's great music on it too.
Oh, for sure. So is there like any other kind of game or anything you'd like to highlight as far as maybe as far as that goes? Like I know for a while there I knew you to play a lot of like Civilization and stuff. Isn't that a kind of a big one in your life?
Age of Empires.
Age of Empires. There you go.
Retro real-time strategy.
Yeah,
Age of Empires 2.
That's one that we never really highlighted, and maybe a genre that would be cool to hear your perspective of. Like if there's anything you could speak about that.
Absolutely.
That's one I'd like to ask you about for sure. Like how difficult is it to get into something like that?
Oh man, yeah. So Age of Empires 2, it's a real-time strategy game. So it's not turn-based. It's you have your units, you gather resources, it's a mad rush to build your army and then attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and Age of Empires 2 I think was released. Actually, it was ages ago. Yeah, right.
You're total dad now. Ages ago when Age of Empires came
out. But honestly, 1999, man. So
that's the year The Matrix came out, baby. Woo!
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Another great film.
That's right.
Yeah. So they've released the definitive edition, which it's honestly, we play it a lot for nostalgia. So my wife and I normally just play against the computer and put it on hard and see how far we can last.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. That's something that both her and I can get into. So I play it a lot because of connection there. A lot of my computer gaming, I like to involve other people. That's the fun thing about it. Highlights of Age of Empires. It's really, really in depth. So each civilization has their own benefits and cons, and like they all work really well together. The learning curve is kind of high. So the first learning curve is real-time strategy game. As far as I can tell, they haven't been super popular recently. I don't see a whole lot of them being made, but then again, I am not in the up to date with what's being released. But did we lose me?
No, man. I got you, bro.
Cool. Okay. Dad moment. But yeah, it's fun, and the thing is like right now there's like a really competitive like ranked gaming community around it.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I, we don't get into that, but I'm impressed with how well, like, they're still supporting the game and they're still bringing out DLCs for it. So it's
cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's one I'd like to try out one day, because I think that I could kind of zone out and really just kind of use that one as a stress reliever, maybe.
Yeah.
It seems like that style of game.
Yeah. Well, that when my wife is like really frustrated, she's like, let's play Age of Empires and let's kill something.
That's great.
Yeah.
Your wife,
Trebuchets, man, it's great.
Yeah. She seems really cool. Maybe one day all of us could meet. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Love that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that'd be really cool. So as far as the UI goes, is the UI dated if you were to jump into that game, like, today being 2024, would the UI kind of be a struggle to grasp?
No, I don't think so. The definitive edition really, really streamlined a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty easy to navigate. It's your real time strategy UI, so it's like everything's on the bottom or the side. Have a mini map. And,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
They recently came out with Age of Empires 4, and I haven't played it much online.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I absolutely love the game for its campaign. Like, they go through the different civilizations that they have. So it's like the Chinese civilization, the Russian civilization, the Normans, so the English and the French.
Mm-hmm.
And not only do they have pretty accurate battles, they recreate the battles, but they have like almost an hour-long video of history with it embedded in the game. So you can actually see the history of it all. Honestly, I think that's going to be part of, a supplement to Jonathan's education for history is, okay, so we're going to talk about this battle and then we're going to recreate it.
That's a great teaching tool. So Civilization 2 is the one that you play mostly, right?
No, Age of Empires.
Oh, I'm sorry. Age of Empires.
No, Civ 2 is great, and it's an amazing game too. And I've played it a little bit, but it's more of a broader scale, where you're it's turn based and you're talking. It happens over centuries, like over up to like 1,000 years or whatever. For Age of Empires, the games normally last they're more real time. It simulates over ages or whatever, but
right.
It's the game will last anywhere from an hour to a half hour, where I could see Civ in multi-day.
Okay, so
you go back to it.
So Civ is more of your old school, realistic, long form battles.
Kind of, yeah.
Just it's different how they do them.
It has more. I think Civ has more options when it comes to how you win the game. You can win the game economically if you focus on diplomacy and managing your resources well, and what alliances you make. Where Age of Empires is just, this is an old school battle, and let's find out how many pikemen you put up against the cavalry, and build the castles and fill them up with archers, and see how long you last against the trebuchets.
So it looks like Age of Empires 4 just came out 2 months ago. Have you played that?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that how long ago it was out, or is that about?
It was 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, 2 years ago. What in the world?
Yeah, 2021.
Okay, so this must be a trailer for an expansion or something.
Oh yeah, they are doing expansions. They have been doing a lot. They had a whole roadmap of it. But
so that's Age of Empires.
Age of Empires 4 is
Civilization 6 is the latest one of those out, right?
I think so. I never really got into the Civilization game.
For those that are listening to this audio only, we are showing some of this gameplay and stuff on the YouTube video, and it looks pretty good. This is only like a cinematic, so I'm not going to show this one, but Yeah, that's really cool. So these are the types of games that I've never gotten into, really. I mean, I played like tower defense type games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. So if this is anything like that, that would be pretty cool.
It's a little more complicated than that, but
Mm-hmm.
who knows?
Like
but
you're playing games that are for babies, Josh. This is more complicated than that.
No. The funny thing is like I probably could upset some people by saying that Age of Empires 2 could end up being like a tower defense thing.
Oh, shots honestly, fired.
If you're doing it, if you're building a good defense and building your castles, yeah, it sort of is. But that's when you're playing against the AI. When you play against real people, man, dude, I think Laura and I hopped online one game or two games. We played it twice and we both died in like 15 minutes, and we're just like, well, the strategies that are used against the AI are not the same as their real people. So we're just like, I think we're good with just sticking with AI.
So this one, how they have the octagons and stuff, it reminds me of Settlers of Catan. What is the name of that?
Catan.
Yeah,
Settlers of Catan.
So is it kind of the same thing that's going on here, where they're expanding their area, or is that
civilization?
Yeah, or is that just movement is on those octagon things?
I'm not sure. Age of Empires 2 is there's no octagons. It's just one map, and
so just
you guys across.
Just looking at it, it looks like I would be more into Age of Empires. Looks like it'd be more fun just to look at.
Yeah. Oh, it gets the battles get frenetic and crazy, so it's a lot of fun.
I'm gonna have to try that. That sounds awesome. Well, sweet, man. Dude, this was so fun getting to talk to you and like have you on and just kind of mess around a little bit.
Likewise,
bro. Like, and congrats on being a new dad. Thanks for sharing some of that stuff. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
No, I mean, I will. Okay, yeah, I have one. That I would like to mention.
Okay.
So, before my son was born, one of the games that was in my regular rotation was Chivalry 2.
Oh.
It's incredibly bloody, unfortunately, but I would play with my friend Ian, and I hadn't laughed like a little kid since that game, man. Like, Chivalry 2 is like my wife calls it Knights and Crap, and
Knights and
it's
Crap.
just
So is this one where like you control your swinging of the sword and
you control the swinging of the sword,
you can block and all that stuff?
Yep, you can block and you can throw your sword, you can throw your shield, you can throw javelins, and they've got all sorts of different types of game modes where it's like progressive, going through attacking the castle or whatever, or pillaging a village.
I think I've played this before.
Free-for-all.
Yes, dude, this looks fun. This would be so much fun to play with other people.
You have to play with other people because it's just like the craziest stuff happens, and guaranteed laugh out loud moments because you're just like you're running along and all of a sudden out of nowhere you get hit with a ballista spike and your body goes flying like crazy and you're just like, what just happened? And it's great. It's great.
It looks like that's happening right now on the screen. The dude on a horse dropped him into a ravine, and that's really cool. That would be fun for sure to play. So so the look and stuff reminds me kind of like Battlefield, except you're a knight.
You're a knight, and you can pick your classes. So you can be a squire if you want. You can be a knight. You can be a archer. You could, a berserker or whatnot. It's a lot of fun. It's just for sheer just killing time and laugh out loud. It's just that's what I'll hit up my friends and play that, and it's included in Game Pass. So,
dude, we're gonna have to play that one night.
Definitely.
What in the world are you doing after this? Are you gonna be busy?
I don't know.
Well,
check out.
We're gonna have to talk about it because this might be one that we need to play. Well, dude, hey, thanks for coming on. Thanks for mentioning these gems. You got me in the mood for this stuff now. Is there anything you want to tell the people before we go?
Other than thank you.
Dude, thank you. Man. This guy right here has been a good friend to me. So I actually met Ben while going through LFA, which is Living Fully Alive. It like helps you to go through your emotions and stuff, and like among other stuff too. But we met each other in that course, and he was really vulnerable, and like I was too, and he was really kind, and we have stayed in touch, and it's been really cool to have a friend like Ben. He's a really good guy. So thanks for coming on.
Likewise, Ben. Josh.
Appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you too.
I'm going to play some outro music because we're really cool dudes.
That we are.
And we deserve this. Thanks, everybody, for listening to the GG Rated Podcast and watching the GG Rated Podcast. We miss Gino. We will see you next week, Gino, and we will see everybody else next week. Thanks for coming on.